Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. So every time that he does this, I'm gonna record this. Because that's not okay. I'm just letting you know. No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up. Actually show up and do something then with him. Because he does this every time. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because anybody babies him. You gonna give him his bag and stuff?
That's terrible. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. No, it's not. No, yeah, I will. But I'm telling you right now, every single time you come here and he cries, we're gonna record that. And it's up with me. Just know that it's up.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I didn't stutter.
I didn't hear you say it again.
Suck my dick.
If you had one, maybe I would.
Weird ass bitch.
Pussy ass
Hey, you
bitch.
wish I would,
Pussy ass. What the fuck you looking at?
Ass out my way, bitch.
Get your bitch ass out my driveway, ho.
You don't pay for shit.
Fuck you. You don't pay for shit either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 for that
You don't
bitch.
got shit in your
Get out
bank
the car.
account.
Get out the car. Get out the car. Come on.
I don't know why in like 2018 that's any of your fucking business or why it matters. But 24, 11 athletes, woo! 5 entertainers, woo! 8 regular guys, woo! I've only fucked 3 regular guys since I've been Instagram famous because a lot of y'all run your fucking mouths too much. I don't want to be sending you a video 1 minute, the next minute I see me spread eagle on the timeline playing with my pussy. In my experience, the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. I don't like talking about my history with men I'm dating, I guess until now, because most of the guys that I've dealt with are gonna have more money than you. And you're gonna feel a way about it. I know the male ego is fragile, like the ball sack that hangs in between your legs. In conclusion, like, I don't even look at people as like trashy or not. It all comes down to mentality for me.
You know, I watched this clip with PJ Washington and trying to get his son from baby mama Brittany Renner. I watched it a bunch of times and shit. I gotta be honest, he deserved everything that happened in that clip. He deserved to go through that stress while trying to retrieve his crying son and shit. It's a whole shit show. Yet all these screaming women and shit, he's just trying to hand off his kid and, you know, trying to maintain some kind of dignity, failing miserably, and he deserved that shit. Okay? He deserved that shit, man. He was groomed by Brittany Renner, right? When he was, probably underage shit. She was targeting his ass when he was in college and shit. Probably before that too. Who the fuck knows? You know, hanging out, doing all this shit. You know, obviously, you know, there was videos of her talking about how stupid professional athletes are and how they don't like to use condoms when they have sex. You know, you could hook a nigga and shit. That's a quote. And, you know, he ended up having a kid with her, you know, being paraded around, you know, being exploited for clout, not even his own, right? I forgot them videos of her, them topless together, and he got his hands over on her stomach, on her pregnant belly, and I always laughed and shit. I actually made a famous opening to my videos based on Brittany Renner and shit. I've been having Brittany Renner fun for years and shit. And I actually chilled out for a while because she put on a hijab and shit, proceeded to pull off a scam for a year or two, you know, pretending that she was mending her ways. And I said that if she took that motherfucking hijab off, I was gonna have my way with her and shit. Okay, not just I find that I'm disgusted, right? And I was disgusted with her and Kevin Gates, by the way, for pulling off this scam, you know, to the public when they really just wanted to hook up and shit. And I guess, you know, I have to be honest and shit. I guess he didn't have the big lumber down there and shit. Otherwise, they'd still be messing around or whatever and shit. You know, and I felt like Brittany Renner was mad that, you know, after probably sleep with him and find out she didn't like it, she was probably mad that she went through all this elaborate, you know, this elaborate scheme to sleep with a married man, you know, in public, you know, and what, you know, and didn't get any fulfillment out of it whatsoever. She's not getting a bag out of it. She fucked up some endorsements, and she also double fucked up endorsements by putting on a hijab and shit. And then she just, you know, I knew something was going on, you know, when she got fake married and shit. Because I seen this thing where she was in the store and she had the hijab on, but her curly brown hair was sticking out from like over the forehead and shit. I said, okay, it looks like she's about to malfunction. That bitch is gonna fall off that wagon like she going up to Griffith Park or something. She gonna roll down that bitch. And I seen her with the hijab off and she had this big bushy afro. I think I like her natural hair and everything. I seen her with the hijab off of her head. And then I looked further and she was wearing a bodycon dress and shit on super short, like right above her crap that nobody wants to see. And I was pissed off, so I didn't say anything and shit. I thought that I would do a commentary later and just mute whatever she was saying, that she would have no voice on my platform going forward because she disrespected a religion and shit. It's not even my fucking religion and shit, but I thought it was disrespectful to do that. And there would be karma to pay for doing shit like that, okay? There's no consequences in today's society whatsoever. There's no checks and balances. It makes me sick, alright? On the other hand, you know, I see who PJ Washington ended up with, an Instagram woman, you know, influencer. Well, if we say that in polite society, influencer, he got hooked. He didn't use a condom and got her pregnant 2 times. And she proceeded to embarrass his ass online, you know, for clout, you know, parading him around like a prize bull, you know, doing, right as he broke up with Brittany, they were posting up their wedding pictures and posting up their hands, showing the matching rings and shit. It's all so childish and fucking boring and shit, but, you know, this is what we doing. You know, I'm shadow banned, like how many times over I'm not shadow banned, I will never know. I'm currently hovering at 879 subscribers when I should be a few thousand in by now. But it is what it is, right? Whoever's gonna hear me is gonna hear me and shit. Man. PJ Washington is a simp, right? He's a simp. He's a son husband to whoever woman is in his goddamn life. And you know, he was talking shit. Somebody tried to talk to him on TikTok and shit. He said, "Oh, don't worry about his life. Get your paper up." And insinuating that if you get your paper up, you could be in a similar situation that he's in and shit, which goes against everything that we talk about on this platform and across other platforms that advocate for the free speech and the free living of straight black men and shit, okay? It's another reason I haven't come back to the NBA to watch professional sports and shit. When I look out there, I see a bunch of noobs and shit. I see a bunch of losers and shit. I'm 56. I grew up I recall in my youth, when I was in a single digit age, like 7 and shit, looking at like Dr. J, you know, people from back in the day, the Harlem Globetrotters, shit, you know, like old motherfuckers, man, you know, old ass, you know, players and shit. Moses Malone, you know, I gotta keep going back further and further. You know, in the 80s, Spud Webb and shit. I'm just saying journeyman people. I'm not saying the ones you would usually hear me say. I remember when Magic Johnson had his first endorsement deal with, like, I think it's Sprite or something. You know? I remember Larry Bird. I remember in the NBA they used to fucking fight and shit. They used to have fist fights and punch the fuck out of each other and just put tissue and shit up their nose and keep playing the fucking game after it was all broke up and shit. And now we live in a moist, dumb fuck era and shit. You got PJ Washington. Gets a decent child support settlement with Brittany Renner for his one child, right? And then he immediately goes and gets another woman pregnant and shit. And he's on the hook, and she made sure she had 2 babies, 2 biological golden parachutes to lock his ass in and shit. See, that nigga got hooked. Alright, I can't call him a man or a male. Alright, you are a sperm donor, irregardless that you're married to this woman who didn't show you no respect on her life. She said she was bullying him. She was bullying an NBA player, telling him to tell the audience that he don't run nothing. And he was trying to play it off, and she was being more insistent and more aggressive with him, telling him he don't run nothing. And they got kids and shit, and he got one extra kid with Brittany Renner and shit. Now we see this clip of her giving him the business for there only being $11,000 in the kid's account, you know. I guess he just gives her, I guess she just has like some kind of ATM card, and he has an account, you know, like an account for the kid, and money just automatically goes in there. And she was mad that's $11,000 in there. I'm like, well, what does a small child need that costs more than $11,000? Like, what does that happen? Shit. You know, if he was a man dealing with this situation that he's in right now, all he would say, I understand, Brittany, and I will call you once. Let me get the baby in the baby seat, and I'll walk back over and we can hash it out, okay? And if you're upset about the car being in your driveway, as I pick up my son, I want it to be safe and pull into your driveway and not have it out on the open street. You know, I'll move the fucking car. You know, I'll tap my wife, get behind the wheel, and back the car out and put the car in that shit. If you're okay with that, you can't sit in my car. And we'll hash it out and shit. I'll cash app you some money and put it in that account, and everything will be okay. You know, is there anything else you would like? You know, he doesn't know to be calm in the eye of a storm, especially some screaming ass, scheming Jezebel women and shit that he done laid up with and shit. I'm not gonna fuck with him about what he does with his penis. I'm not here to police another man's, you know, junk down there and shit. I'm not here to police I'm not here to do that or pocket watch and shit. I'm saying there's levels to this game and shit. If you want to be this kind of motherfucker that mess with these scheming ass Jezebel women, these supposed gold diggers, I don't believe they're gold diggers. I think they're just sorry people. Okay, I think Brittany Renner is sorry as fuck. And it's not because of anything she's doing. Well, yeah, it's because of her business practices and shit. She knows she a hoe, and she need to market her shit, man. She needs to stop doing these stunts. You know, she ain't gonna catch nobody unless they're a fucking idiot like the guy she got, and even he slipped through her fingers. So there's time for reflection there, since they like to do all this pseudo psychobabble and endless social media posts. All right. That little baby didn't deserve to see that bullshit. But he's not going to remember that. But he is going to grow up dysfunctional with a woman talking shit about his daddy. And he's going to see many dudes rolling in and out. You're going to see a bitter baby and her bitter baby mama. That's who's the real villain here. The woman that raised Brittany and shit and had to give no checks and balances when she started doing this retarded shit. If that woman had instilled any morals in Brittany Renner, and she still did this shit, you would not even see the woman there during the clip, you know. Doesn't seem like neither one of them cared about the baby. All they was yelling about was some fucking money and shit. Then his wife ended up having to say something and shit, and she was about to get out the car and have a Donnybrook with Brittany Renner. And I wouldn't say this, I'd be quite honest with, you know, about the whole PJ Washington, Brittany Renner, and his, you know, Instagram wife, whose name escapes me. If that woman would get out that car, I think Brittany Renner would beat the living shit out of that woman. Okay, Brittany Renner's gonna win any fight, any stand-up fight with that Instagram woman, Thought or whatever the fuck. I don't know that bitch's name. I'm put off by the fact that she was trying to bully her husband online on an Instagram live and make him say that she was in charge of their relationship and their life. All right, and she was trying to bully him in a separate one to make him get up and take her out to eat in an expensive restaurant. He said you could just go cook something in the kitchen. We got food. And she was like, no, I want you to get up off your life and take me out. You know, just stunting and shit. That she want to push him so that she can claim he's the problem in a relationship. He's abusive and controlling. And so she could get the ball rolling on that fucking divorce. Because she got them 2 kids. She don't really need them anymore. She got them on the hook and shit. All she really need them to do was keep, you know, shut up and dribble and sign them contracts and shit for however long she need. And then when the money runs out, she'll come back again with a second court order to clean out the rest of it. You know, lick the skillet. You know, lick the edges of the pot. And he deserves this shit because he's a fucking simp. Right? You're a simp, man. I can't stand looking at his face. You know, he reminds me of my eldest nephew. You know, he's this far away look in his eye. I don't know if the motherfucker's home or not. I don't see the same shit when I look at this fool's face. See the same thing? It's fucked up and shit. And there's no family anymore in this goddamn alleged community and shit. It makes me sick to my guts. And I don't give a shit. I would have loved to see Brittany Renner beating the shit out of PJ Washington's wife. I would have loved to see that woman. Because she leaned over and yelled some shit. I could say something else. I get out this car. I'm like, if you get out that car, Brittany Renner gonna fuck your ass up. I have no doubts about it. That Brittany Renner could handle herself against another female of the same cut and cloth and shit, mentally, you know, narcissistically. She's a supervillain and shit, you know. Brittany Renner had the wherewithal to, after her situation with PJ Washington blew up in her face, you would see her on videos, starting the video by saying, I'm no longer a threat. I got out of the rat race, which is a total lie. But it's funny that that level of self-awareness made her cute to me. And she said, hey, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not a threat. I'm like, yeah, okay. That's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park saying, hey, it's cool. I'm not even hungry. I'm not going to eat you. Just come out into the open, like in the middle of an open field, and talk to me, man. I'm not going to eat you. That's what I see here when I see Brittany Renner fucking around. And I want to tell her, you know, whatever happens, she deserves it. PJ deserves it. His stupid ass wife deserves it and shit. And you know, at the end of the day, it's all about turning him upside down and shaking the fuck out of him until all the shit and, you know, of any value, a substantive value to 2 brainless thoughts falls out on the pavement and nothing left over for the son. And no nurturing environment, no love, no nothing. Neither one of them cared about their child. All right? I'm of the opinion that I would do anything for my son, up to and including giving my effing life if need be. Okay? I used to feel that way about both of my sons, but the firstborn survivor, he's doing his own thing. Alright? Kinda sucks, right? I don't want to see any of you guys out there within the sound of my voice experiencing something like this. We need to abolish this nonsense that, you know, most people call baby mama drama.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.